Alright, practice test, geometry, chapter 5. The first one is extremely important to have your 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay. You need this 30, 60, 90 triangle. Okay. You have to know that this side is x, that this hypotenuse is 2x, and that this other long side is x square root 3. This needs to be in your cheat sheet. Okay? And for whatever side is given to you, okay? Whatever side is given to you, you make it equal to one of these sides. That's it. That's the whole trick to this problem. That's the whole trick to the problem. It is that if I have this side, what is this side in comparison to this? I know this is opposite of here, right? So this is the hypotenuse. So I'm looking for the hypotenuse over here. Here it is, right? So I know that these two things are the same. If they're the same, they're equal. It's that simple. That's geometry. Okay? If they are congruent, then set them up to be congruent. If they're equal, set them up to be equal. Okay? So that means that 1,000 equals 2x. So solve for x. Now it's just algebra. Divide by 2, divide by 2. 500 equals x. Okay? What that tells me is that this equals 500. That's what it's telling me, right? X is 500. So then I know what this is, right? What's this? It's x square root 3. What's x? 500. So what's this? 500 square root 3. That's it. Okay? Now I know anything and everything about this triangle, and I can answer a question. And the question is, what's the height of the plane? That was the whole point of this thing. So I'm like, okay, what's the height of the plane? I need to know which one I'm worried about. Is the height of the plane 500 square roots of 3, or is it 500? Right? And it depends on, is this the short side, or is this the long side? Is this a short leg or long leg? Okay? And because this is the leg opposite of the 30-degree angle, it's going to be short. Right? So these two things are the same. Alright? It's that easy. So the height is equal to 500 feet. Or whatever it was. Okay? Now, this problem is so easy, it's ridiculous. If you remember your Pythagorean triple, 3, 4, 5 triangle, right? Well, this isn't a 3, 4, 5, but it is a 5, 12, 13. Done. What? Okay, so now, you know, if you have those written down, if in your cheat sheet you have these memorized, 3, 4, 5, right? 5, 12, 13, right? 7, 4, or 7, 24, 25, right? Or 8, 15, 17. That's going to be very helpful, I promise you. It's going to come up a lot. Should you memorize them? Yeah. Will it be on the SATs? Yeah. Will it be on the ACT? Yeah. Will it be on the EOC? Yeah. Should you memorize them? Yeah. Okay? Now, can you find it without using this trick of the Pythagorean triple? Yeah. right? Because it is a right triangle. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And the way I like to think of it is short side A, middle side B, long side C. Keep it simple, right? A, B, C, short, medium, large. Small, medium, large. Whatever you want to think of it as. Okay? And then you just plug them in. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, right? So then x squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared, okay? So x squared plus 144 equals 169, is that right? Okay, and then I subtract 144, and I get x squared equals 25. So then I take the square root of both sides, and I get x equals 5. Plus or minus, but we don't have minus sides, so 5. Okay, pretty easy. If I don't know that 5 is the square root, I got 25, I break it down. 5 goes into it 5 times, 5 goes into that once. I got a pair, and I can pull out 1 from my pair. And then what goes in the box? Whatever's left. So 1. So 5 times the square root of 1. Square root of 1 is 1. 1 times 5 is 5. So it's still just 5. Okay? Alright. Now jump into this problem. Let's go ahead and hit this problem up real quick. Now it's kind of hard to see these, I'm sure, on the thing, but it's basically R S Q is equal to 4A plus 2, and then QST is equal to 7A minus 49. And your whole key here is, do these equal each other? Are they 90 degrees? Are they complementary, supplementary, or are they congruent? That's your biggest 3 things in geometry. Are they supplementary? Are they complementary? Are they congruent? Okay? So you look through here and you go, oh well, I know that these 2 sides are equal. I know this side's equal to itself, right? Because it's sharing. Right? So I have angle side side. That's the ass one, right? That one has to be hypotenuse leg, which means it has to be a right angle. It is a right angle. This is the hypotenuse. This is a leg. So we're good to go, right? The hypotenuse is congruent to itself, and the legs are congruent. So these 2 triangles are congruent. So with CPCTC, congruent parts and congruent triangles are congruent, right? It tells me that similar angles are congruent. So, is this angle congruent to this one, or is this angle congruent to that one? That's what I got to look at. So I need to be able to fold these on top and go, okay, T becomes R because they're right, and TQ becomes QR because they're congruent, right? So then we're just folding it on top of each other. So these 2 are congruent. And once I know that, this is easy. Then RSQ is congruent to QST because of CPCTC, right? So I've got 4A plus 2 is equal to 7A minus 49. Substitution. Okay? Now it's just simple. Back to old school, chapter 1, solving, right? Minus 4A, minus 4A. Always move your lowest variable, okay, by adding the opposite, okay? So we call that transition in algebra, and we call it subtraction property of equality. Right? Okay, so 2 is equal to 3a minus 49. Alright? So then, I'm going to get the a alone. This is stat mat. Start with SA. We always do the opposite. So the opposite of negative 49 is plus 49. What I do to one side, I do to the other. I get 51 is equal to 3a. Again, addition property of equality. Next step, divide by 3. So 3 goes into 5 once with 2 left over. 3 goes into 21 7 times. So a is 17. Division property of equality. Are we done? No. Because we're trying to find QST. So I need to take QST is equal to 7a minus 49, and that's given, right? And plug in, substitute, 17. So 7 times 17 minus 49. 7 times 17, well, that's 70 plus 49 minus 49. How did I get 70 plus 49?
7 times 10, 7 times 7.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of split up the 17 into two pieces, 10 and 7, right? And it kind of went nicely for me because now all of a sudden, you know, I can see that these two are the same. So it ends up with QST equals 70. Okay, simplification. And we're done. That's 1, 2, 3 on the test.